Serving Upper Pinellas County, this is Countryside High School's award-winning UPC Morning Report. With Mike Blue and Tabitha Tucker, Matt Stucher and Paul Hittos, and the entire UPC team.
Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Jill Bertina.
And I'm Paul Hittos. Welcome to the Friday, February 8th edition of the fabulous, incredible, spontaneous, award-winning, state-renowned UPC Morning Show.
If you're looking for an opportunity to help your community, here's your chance. The Easter Seals Association needs volunteers to man the phones March 2nd and 3rd, taking calls from TV viewers. The duty time is no more than 1.5 hours. This would also look good on your resume. Please see Mr. Burkett immediately to volunteer a little time to help your fellow man.
I think that's a good idea, Jill. Attention, Spanish Club members. There will be an important meeting today immediately after school in room K3. Please contact Mr. Allison if you cannot attend.
Hugh Richardson's 2 goals and Randy Irick's 13th of the season sparked the Cougar boys soccer team to a 3-1 victory over Clearwater on Wednesday.
Woo!
The win raises the Cougars' record to 13-1-2. The Cougars play tonight against Dunedin at 7 o'clock for the district championship. Come out and support your team.
The price of a movie is continually increasing and it creates problems for everyone. Let's go to Heather and ask some Countryside students what they think.
With all the new movies out, we all want to go see them, but $5 just to get in, that's a little high for most of us. Let's go see what some Countryside students think of the prices now and what their ideal price would be. Coach Jess, what's the most you paid to get into a movie?
Well, the most I have paid was probably about $4.50 or $5.
What's your ideal price?
I like to pay $1 a movie.
All right, my kind of man.
I don't pay. I have connections. I think the movie prices are way too high, and I just wait for someone to take me in.
A real man at least pays $5.
I wouldn't pay more than $3.
You cheapskate.
Dan, what's the ideal price for a movie?
$3.
Mike, what about you?
$2. They should have a bigger discount for students.
That's a good idea. So what's the solution, you ask? Wait till your movie gets to the dollar theater. Wait, I mean the $1.25 theater. Some other helpful hints on cutting down this high concession stand prices. Stop by Eckerd's or Pickwick, Cash and Carry. Get your Junior Mints and Jujubes there. This has been Heather for UPC News.
Next Thursday is February 14th, everyone's favorite day, Valentine's Day. And Amy, Julie, and Holly have a great segment on what students think Valentine's Day really means.
Hi, I'm Julie. And I'm Amy. And we're here to find out what the students at Countryside High School think Valentine's Day is about.
What I think of Valentine's Day? I think it's a good excuse to get a date.
Valentine's Day means to me a time for love and a time to share with your boyfriend and your good friends.
I think Valentine's Day is for all the guys, like, get it with the women and buy them stuff. That's it. I don't know.
Well, I think that Valentine's Day has to do with people who care about each other and love. And
I think Valentine's Day has something to do with relationships and just giving kisses and all those hearts and stuff like that, and red and pink and whatever.
I think Valentine's is a day of loving, and it's a time to share your love with the person who you love the most, and it's time to get gifts from the people who love you.
I believe Valentine's Day is a special day, a day to give that special someone something that means very much, and then hopefully after we give her this beautiful gift, we can...
Valentine's Day is a special day observed on February 14th. On this day, people send greeting cards called Valentines to their sweethearts, friends, and members of their families. Many Valentines have romantic verses, and others say humorous pictures and sayings. Many say, "Be my Valentine."
Julie, Amy, Holly, UPC News.
Back to school bash, Cougar Prowl, homecoming, Mr. Cougar, Potter Puff, Earth Week. What do these awesome and fun events have in common? None would be possible without your student government's hard work. Emily has the big picture.
Student government. What actually is it? What do they do for the school? Who's involved in it?
Can be involved with SGA, who really cares about the school, wants to change things, has new ideas. There are positions that are elected and that you yourself apply for. We have 54 total members, each 8 representatives from the class plus the executive board. In SGA begins planning the activities during the summer. We met twice during the summer to begin planning homecoming activities, which takes about 3 months for us to coordinate. We plan all the activities here at school. We're working on Mr. Cougar, Powder Puff, Yellow Ribbons, Earth Week, elections that will be in the springtime, state convention, numerous activities, a lot of behind the scenes that people do not realize that goes on in SGA and what we actually do. Donate money to the school.
Mr. Cougar, a little freshman.
Remember all the details.
Okay, all those in favors of just seniors in favor of just seniors, raise your hand. Just seniors. Just seniors. Okay, all those in favor of everyone.
Wait, no, you've got seniors and juniors.
Okay, all those in favor of seniors and juniors, raise your hands. Oh, well, 1, 2.
What do the students think about SGA?
Do you know what SGA is and what it does for the school?
Yeah, it's student government, something, I don't know. And I know that they gave us some crushed cans and them kisses, and that's about all.
I know what it is, and I know that it probably doesn't do too much.
Well, I know they raise money, but I'm not really sure what they raise it for.
SGA raises money so that we can pay for stuff like homecoming and prom and any other kind of things like that.
You may not realize it, but SGA plans many activities for the school that the students are not aware of, like Cougar Prowl, Skit, homecoming, prom, and like the Mr. Cougar contest. So if you're interested in getting into SGA or have opinions about the school that you want to be heard, come to the SGA meetings every other Thursday in B4 so your opinions can be heard.
Do you mind seeing 2 people engaged in passion at school? Here's your opinions.
Around Countryside High School and see how people feel about kissing in the hallways.
Anything's wrong with it. I don't see a problem. I wouldn't do it. I don't sit there and like make out with someone in the halls, but if someone wants to do that, that's fine with me.
I think that a little kiss is fine, but making out is gross in school.
Personally, I don't really care. They can do whatever they want. It's kind of tacky, but it doesn't really matter.
Well, I think a little kiss is okay, but, you know, massive getting on somebody in the hallway is pretty tacky, if you ask me, you know what I mean?
I think it's pretty disgusting. It should be done in the privacy of your own home. And a handshake would be more appropriate for the halls.
Oh, the question is, how do I feel about people sucking face in the hall, right? Did she start? I do not approve of it. You're doing that in the hallway in school. What are you doing when you're in the privacy of a car?
I don't think you should kiss in school. I think you should bring it home.
How do you feel about people kissing in the hallways? Well, actually, I think it's kind of disgusting, and I think you should do it in the privacy of your own home, actually.
Yeah, me too. Okay, well, this has been Colette and Doreen for UPC News.
Are you a guy? Are you 18 or older? Well, in that case, the draft might have a chance of being reinstated, and you could be eligible. Here's a scoop.
Right now, our Army's made up of voluntary men, but not so long ago, we needed a draft to make men fight for our country during the Vietnam War. Now that our country's at war once more, we hope that the draft will not be reissued again. But if it does, will you men be willing to go? I'm here with Senior Gary and with Junior Matt. Okay, Gary, how old are you?
18.
And Matt, how old are you?
17.
Okay, I'm going to ask you both. If there was to be a draft issued for this war, would you be willing to go?
Yes, I'm going to go anyway, and I'm going to shoot Saddam right in the head. Douche.
Thank you. And Matt, how would you feel? Would you be willing to go, or would you rather go to jail?
I'd go. I love to go fight for my country.
Thank you. All right, this is Pierre, a sophomore, and this is Eric, a senior. All right, how old are you, Eric?
18.
And how old are you, Pierre?
17.
Okay, I'm going to ask you both, if the draft were to come for this war, what would your feelings be, and would you be willing to go?
Yeah, I'd go.
You wouldn't be scared?
Well, you probably would, but, gotta do what you gotta do.
And how about you, Eric?
Well, I really wouldn't have to worry about the draft because I'm already enlisted, but if I had to go, I would go. It's part of my job.
Thank you. This is junior David Kay. David, how old are you?
16.
Okay, let's say in a couple of years, a draft would need to be reissued for the war that we're in right now. How would you feel? Would you be willing to go? Would you rather go to jail, or would you rather flee to another country?
I'd be willing to go, I think. I think I'd want to serve my country. I think it's wrong to try and flee the country or to go to jail. I think it's ridiculous.
Thank you. Coach Martin, during the Vietnam War, were you of draft age when it was issued?
Yes, I was.
And did you have to go to the war, or how did everything come about?
Well, I was in college, and I was lucky enough to be deferred. And then when I got my first job teaching, I got a teaching deferment. And at the same time, I went to my draft physical, which was the most demeaning thing I've ever done in my life. And since I had a very, very bad knee, I was classified 4F, which is physically unable to perform. And so I didn't go to Vietnam. A lot of my friends did, and many of them aren't around anymore. And it was very, very intimidating, very disturbing.
All right, thank you. Mr. Zimmerman, were you drafted into the Army during the Vietnam War?
No, I got called for my physical, and I went for my physical. I had had an accident when I was 9. I didn't think there's any chance I was going to be drafted. But they kept me at Fort Hamilton in New York for 3 days. And fortunately for me, they didn't accept me at the end of it all. But during the 3 days, it was pretty interesting because there were an awful lot of people that didn't want to go. Unlike this war, I would say the majority of people wanted to get out any way they could. And while I was there, I went into the men's room the first day, and it was packed wall to wall with people with straight pins sticking it in their arm over and over to make it look like they were drug addicts. There were also people that had planned to intentionally fail the psychological test, and this way they figured they wouldn't be drafted. And they were instructed that you take this test, if you fail it, you take another test with half as many questions. If you fail that, you take another one, etc., until it comes down to one question, and that question is, are you dead or alive? And they didn't really care which way you answered, they were going to take you.
Okay, so even though you figured you weren't going to go to war, weren't you scared anyways, just in the least bit, because you figured maybe there's a chance?
I was scared to death. Had I been drafted, I don't know what would have happened. I don't think I could have gone to Canada, but I probably would have gone in, and I don't know. I might have run. I really don't know. It was a scary thing. It was a scary thing to have to deal with, knowing that it was a real possibility.
Thank you. Hopefully this war won't come to the need of a draft, but for now, God bless all the soldiers in the Middle East.
Baseball, the all-American sport. Everybody loves it. Brian Chunks Spunky Aarons has the story.
This month, the Cougar baseball season begins. And so does Cougar baseball, the inside story. The Cougars' first game is on February 26th. We'll see you there.
Paula, did you know that this month is Black History Month?
That's right. February is... What's up, Perez? Excuse him. February is Black History Month, and there's a nice display down in the guidance window. I think everybody should go down there and check it out.
Going to the soccer game tonight?
Absolutely. The boys going to play one good game.
Special good luck to Mark Freeman from Stacy Sweeney.
Good luck, Mark. Good luck to all the guys. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, it looks like we're out of here.
All right.